Welcome to Odyssey eBooks with audio. Discover more at odysseyebooks.com.
Wolverines, Nature's Cleanup Crew by Sandra Markle, Lerner Publications, Minneapolis. The animal world is full of scavengers. Scavengers are the cleanup crew that regularly feed on dead animals. They are good at finding carcasses, the bodies of dead animals, and they are especially adapted to eat food other animals avoid or can't digest, such as rotten flesh. Scavengers help clean up the environment for all the animals sharing their habitat. In the forests and open tundra of North America, Northern Europe, and Siberia, Wolverines are part of the cleanup crew. Why are wolverines successful scavengers? There are 3 key reasons. Wolverines are built to travel well over deep snow. They have an amazing sense of smell, and wolverines have a successful strategy for guarding any food they find. Where wolverines live, winters are long, the weather is harsh, and snowfall is often heavy. A wolverine is suited to thrive in cold, snowy places because of its coat. Its fur is dense. A lot of hairs cover its skin. Such a thick coat naturally blocks cold air. Frost and snow, which could chill an animal, doesn't stick to the wolverine's coat. Wow! Each wolverine's coat pattern of brown with lighter striping is as unique as a human fingerprint. A wolverine's paws also help it live in snowy places. With each step, its paws spread out and almost double in width. It's like having built-in snowshoes. A wolverine can walk and run without sinking deep into the snow. It's able to conserve its energy to travel long distances without tiring. Wow! A wolverine has claws that are 3 inches, 7.6 centimeters long. When a winter storm blows snow with freezing cold wind, a wolverine's paws help it again. Each of its 4 toes is tipped with a strong, long claw. Its claws let it dig a shelter where it can wait for the storm to end. They are strong enough to dig into a hard-packed snowbank. A wolverine can also dig into the hard ground between boulders or under a fallen tree. Wherever it digs, a wolverine creates a tunnel big enough to crawl into. There it sleeps until the storm stops. Wow! A wolverine travels as far as 18 miles, 30 kilometers, a day searching for food. Being able to stay on the go is important for a wolverine's success. A wolverine has a home range, an area it roams regularly to find food. A female wolverine's home range covers 97 to 193 square miles, 250 to 500 square kilometers. A male wolverine's home range covers 308 to 386 square miles, 800 to 1,000 square kilometers. A male's home range often overlaps with the ranges of 2 or 3 females that he allows to share his hunting area. He may mate with one or all the females sharing his home range, but he will drive away any other male wolverines that attempt to claim part of his home range. A wolverine is active both day and night in its home range. It travels and searches for food for 3 to 4 hours. Then it stops to rest for 3 to 4 hours before traveling on. Wherever it goes, a wolverine marks its claim to its home range by scent marking. A wolverine has scent glands on its belly, on the pads of its feet, and under its tail. A scent gland is a body part that produces and secretes a smelly liquid. The scent produced by each wolverine is unique. Walking along the trails is enough for the wolverine to leave some signature scent markers. A wolverine adds more markers by regularly rubbing its belly on the ground, and it sprays the ground with its urine mixed with liquid from the glands under its tail. Many other animals passing that way are sure to smell these telltale scent markers because a wolverine's scent is strong. A wolverine's super keen sense of smell also helps it be a successful scavenger. Its view of its world is shaped as much by sense as by what it sees. Sometimes, just as the sun is rising, a wolverine climbs to the top of a high ridgeline in its home range. Warm air rises, carrying any scents in the area. As the air currents rise, the wolverine walks along the ridgeline sniffing. That way, it picks up the smell of carrion, flesh from a dead animal, in the air. Once it detects that scent, the wolverine beelines down from the ridge, following its nose to the smell's source. Wow! A wolverine can even smell carrion that is frozen and buried under snow. A wolverine uses its powerful jaw muscles and 38 strong teeth to eat parts of a carcass that other animals can't. Those teeth include special sharp molars, just right for biting through frozen flesh and breaking open bones. A wolverine can bite open big bones, such as leg bones, to lick out the marrow inside. Bone marrow is the soft, fatty tissue inside bones. Its high fat content is very nutritious, and this food is not available to animals with a weaker bite. As it eats marrow and flesh, a wolverine also chomps and gulps down bone bits. A wolverine's stomach acid can break down most of what it swallows. Undigested bone bits are passed out with its waste. While a wolverine's sense of smell is key to it finding food, its keen hearing also helps. If it hears a wolf pack yipping after a kill, a wolverine tracks the sound. That leads it to where these predators are feeding. The wolverine hangs back to avoid being attacked by the pack. It waits until the wolves are full and curl up to sleep. Then the wolverine sneaks in and grabs a chunk to eat. If the wolves wake and rush to defend their kill, the wolverine gallops away. Wow! When threatened, a wolverine makes a loud scream roar. The sound halts most attackers long enough for it to escape. A wolverine is always on the go searching for food. Its eyesight also helps it find a meal. And when it doesn't find carrion, it hunts prey. During the winter when snows are deep, wolverines are known to successfully kill large prey such as adult caribou. A wolverine is no bigger than a medium-sized dog, while an adult male caribou can weigh up to 400 pounds, 182 kilograms, and stand 5 feet, 1.5 meters tall at the shoulder. The wolverine succeeds by separating a caribou from its herd and chasing it. Built to run on top of deep snow, a wolverine can keep going for hours, but the caribou sinks in with each running step, so it tires more quickly. When the exhausted caribou stops, the wolverine dashes in and slashes its claws across the animal's back legs. That makes the caribou crash down onto the snow. The wolverine charges in again. This time, it bites the caribou's throat. It's a killing bite, delivering the wolverine a big meal. Wow! Wolverines are the largest land-living members of the weasel family. They are related to badgers and ferrets. Whether its meal was prey it killed or a carcass it tracked down, leftovers are valuable. A wolverine saves some of that food for later. It buries food wherever the meat will stay cold. During warm weather, a wolverine buries food chunks in the ground. Wow! A wolverine can run 30 miles, 48 kilometers per hour for short bursts. During the winter, it digs into the snow and buries a chunk of food. It scatters its food, burying several chunks. If another scavenger locates one piece, the wolverine does not lose all its stored food. Before burying it, a wolverine sprays each food chunk with its stinky scent. That smell will cover up the carrion odor that could attract another scavenger. Later, the wolverine sniffs out its own scent and digs up the stored chunk. With its powerful jaws and strong teeth, the wolverine has no problem eating frozen meat. A wolverine roams and searches for food alone. A male's home range overlaps with the home ranges of several females, so pairs sometimes meet. If a male and female get together at any time during the year, they mate. Then each goes its own way. Following mating, the adult female is likely to become pregnant. Wolverines do not have a breeding season and can become pregnant at any time of the year. But the babies don't start to develop inside the female until late fall or early winter. The young develop for 30 to 50 days. Early in the winter, the pregnant female digs a den where she will give birth. She might make her den in a wind-hardened snowbank, under a boulder, or under a fallen tree. Wherever she digs her den, the female creates a network of tunnels and chambers. She stores chunks of meat in some of the chambers. She will need that food supply because she won't leave the den to search for food when her babies are newborns. Wow! A mature female wolverine only has babies about every 2 years. Wow! A wolverine kit is born with a fur coat, but it's too thin to keep it warm. After preparations are complete, the female wolverine stays nearby and settles into the den when she sleeps. Sometime during February or early March, she gives birth to 1 or sometimes 2 babies called kits. At birth, a kit is as tiny as a newborn kitten. Its eyes are closed, so it can't see. But it can already detect scents. And a kit naturally knows to crawl toward the scent of its mother's milk. As soon as it locates a nipple on its mother's belly, it nurses. Then it burrows into its mother's thick fur coat and sleeps. At first, the mother wolverine stays in the den. She only leaves her babies long enough to eat the food she stored in the den's chambers and to pass wastes. By staying close, the mother keeps her babies warm and lets them nurse often. The kits grow quickly. By 8 weeks old, their eyes are open and they have their baby teeth. Woolly gray fur has also replaced their newborn coat. At 4 months old, the kits have their adult teeth and tag along with their mother while she searches for food. It's how they learn to find food. When they are about 6 months old, young wolverines are adult size. They still share the meals their mother hunts and scavenges, but they also begin to find some food for themselves. Young males stay in their mother's home range until they are a year old. Young females remain in their mother's home range for as long as 3 years. Eventually, the mother drives her youngsters out of her home range. Then each must wander until it finds its own range to call home. A good home range is an area where the young wolverine readily finds food. It must be free of any other wolverine's scent markers. Once each youngster finds and claims its own home range, it roams the area regularly, and it scavenges every carcass it finds. The Wolverine cleanup crew has become another generation stronger. A note from Sandra Markle. Even scavengers face risks, and global climate change is challenging wolverines. Climate change is causing warmer winters with less snow in many areas. Wolverines are naturally built to thrive in cold places. Warmer winters mean fewer animals dying during harsh conditions, so wolverines have less carrion to eat. More people are also moving into previously wild areas to build homes and roads. That shrinks the overall total area for wolverines to roam and find food. It also means widely roaming wolverines regularly face danger around homes and while crossing highways. Humans building on wolverine-occupied land fragments home ranges. That will likely limit opportunities for males and females to connect for mating. The warming climate also diminishes or eliminates places with deep, wind-hardened snowdrifts. And that means female wolverines lose these natural denning sites where they could safely raise the next generation. Wolverine Snap Facts. Adult size. Males are larger than females. A male can have a 34-inch long, 86-centimeter body and a 10-inch long, 25-centimeter tail. They may weigh as much as 40 pounds, 18 kilograms. Diet. Wolverines eat carrion when it's available, but they also catch and eat small prey such as rodents. They even eat bird eggs. During the winter, they may single out and kill an adult caribou. Lifespan. In the wild, wolverines live up to 12 years. Young. After the young develop for 30 to 50 days, females give birth to 1 or 2 kits, usually sometime between February and mid-March. Range. Wolverines roam the forests and open tundra of northern Europe, Siberia, and North America. Fun fact. Wolverines are nicknamed skunk bears because they look a bit like a bear and can have a strong odor like a skunk.